Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Ashfaq. I have come from NITTTR Trichy. I work as lecturer in Department of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. Before I write down topic what we are going to discuss today, I would want to know a few clarifications from you. I mean, can you tell any two industries which are propelling our India's growth as of today? I mean, which we are banking more on. Today's India's economy depends on. You name it. I am asking you. Huh? No, I am not asking about specific industry. Elaborate bit more. He told steel. Is it really correct, or can we broaden this still further? Steel. Like somebody did not say Java. So somebody told this IT. So it is more clear. So based on this forms subset of this IT. This forms subset of another industry. No. Okay. I will come to that. Manufacturing industry. Is it okay? Shall I tell manufacturing industry? Yeah. So I will take out these two and say that. So we are very much depending on manufacturing industry today. So people say that we cannot carry on as of now. I mean, even in the future based on only on IT, because it is a service structure. Finally, we have to produce something. So producing something is products. We need to produce products. Okay. So by manufacturing, we mean that we are going to give output as some products. Now to make products, we need to do some operations for getting out products, right? So what could be the operations? The other way of looking at it is joining, right? These are two basic operations with which we come out with products. So now joining is of two types. I mean, can you name some joining process, as you know in general?
Welding.
Okay, welding. Only this welding. Okay, then have you seen any time nuts and bolts? Nuts and bolts are also used for joining two parts together, right? So you have technically that is known as fasteners. We have fasteners as well as welding. Now can you tell, anybody of you can tell why one should go for welding? I mean, why not everything in this world is fastened with nuts and bolts? Anybody? Okay, I will give you a clue. Why can't we fix our these things? Those are welded, right? Those grills are welded. Why can't we fasten them with nuts and bolts? Why should we go for weld? As a house owner, what do you feel if I fasten it? Huh? BT is one. You told something. Yeah, security. Somebody can loosen the screws and some thief can walk in. So welding is a kind of permanent joint. You have to in fact use lot of energy to break it, whereas fastening it's not so. So most of the important joining process that takes place in manufacturing industry is welding. So welding is a very critical process that takes place in a manufacturing industry. In fact, if you take any products, most 30% of the product cost goes into welding. So right now I am trying to impress the importance of welding. We think that generally welding is a dirty process done by some roadside guy, but you know, right now I hope that you all understood the importance of welding, how important it is. So in this class we will be dealing with one of the processes of welding. There are many welding processes. We will be dealing with one process known as okay. This is going to be my today's topic. What I will do is, to make things clear, I will differentiate into these three zones and we will see what goes on. So, we have welding, we have friction, we have welding, and we have process. So, we have touched upon what is welding. You all right now know what is importance of welding. Now, if we can I mean you might have seen a roadside guy doing welding. What you see generally, what you observe there? You will see some flame coming out, and you try to hide your eyes from it, because it is harmful. So, there what is being used is, in welding, it in fact there is a principle here. In welding you need certain, why that flame is coming out, you need to heat those materials and try to join them. You melt them and finally join them. So, heat source is necessary for any welding to takes place. Okay, though there the heat source is arc. So, you have positive, you have negative terminal. Positive terminal you will connect to your workpiece, negative terminal you will have that electrode. So, there will be arc stuck in between, and you will heat the materials because of the heat generated by arc, and you will melt the materials. Can you name a few more sources of heat, I mean that can be utilized for welding? Some heat source other than arc? Okay. Gas, okay, gas. Then some more, one more? Laser, very good. All these are highly complicated. Gas requires our cylinder and all. I will give you another very simple example. Like in winter, we will be suffering from severe cold. I mean there will be a lot of cold around. So, what we do is we rub hands. What we are doing here exactly? When we rub hands, there is friction. So, in turn we are generating friction. So, why not utilize the same property to generate heat between two metals? So, there comes this friction welding. What happens is, I mean here heat source is friction. Now, we will come to the process how it can be really utilized in industry. What one can do is take a rod, A rod, and you have B rod. You need to join these both. One way is you take these two rods to your welder who is at the end of your street and ask him to join, he will melt and join. But other way is, what you do is you put in some machine that rotates this A rod. Now, with catching hold of this B, try to bring this under certain pressure P. What will happen? This is rotating and this is stationary. There will be frictional heat generated. So, you will generate heat, and thereby finally you can add up these two rods. So, that is friction welding. I will show you a video how it really works. The video is not very clear. Actually, what is going on is this is rotating and this is being brought, as I told, under pressure. Now, here there I told I will bring it under pressure, but that pressure I cannot bear it. So, a machine is being taken care of. So, what has happened is this was rotating before and this came and touched it. So, finally, you see there has a welding that has taken place. This is the process of welding. So, I will show you a realistic part that has been welded by this, so that you can appreciate how actually it looks like. This is friction welding part where you have joined two parts. So, with this I mean I will just try to recap what we have discussed in today's class. I told that how important manufacturing industry is for any country's growth, and in manufacturing welding parts a very important role. It plays a very important role, where in fact it occupies 30% of any product's cost. So, in welding we have different sources of joining. Welding is a subset of joining, and we have different sources, heat sources. So, friction is one heat source which can be utilized to finally join two parts, and in friction welding we have seen that one part can be rotated, another part can be stationary, thereby generating of heat. Now, I will ask you one simple question and finally end this presentation. Can you tell, I have given one solution. I rotate this part, I keep stationary, and there is heat generated. What could be the other way that I can generate heat? This part is rotating, this is stationary. Heating is okay. No, here if you modify something else also, you can get heat. that is one thing. Both can be rotated, yeah. So both can be rotated in opposite side, still you will get welding. Okay. Any doubts you have? Thank you very much.